Hi, I'm Chris Glatzel again, Healing Heart Workshops. So today we're going to be covering up our black and white. We did this the other day in the studio here, and we're back, and we're going to be using the colors that we have on our palette. I'll show you in a minute to finish it off. It's going to be amazing that now that this is dried, we've got all the black and white values going on in here. We don't have to add um, dark red or dark yellow, because what's under there will show through. Now this works especially well if you're using very inexpensive thin paints. I might recommend craft paints that you get at Walmart for real cheap. You can spray something on afterwards if you want it shinier. Those are usually flat. Sometimes they come in gloss, so look for that. But they're real, like $1.97 for a color. Those work really nice for this kind of painting because they go on in thin layers. If you're using a very thick acrylic, then you're going to end up with more opaque paint, and that won't work as well for what I'm doing right now. It will give you an idea, and you can change your paint to match. But anyway, so today we're going to be working on just off of just a really simple palette, red, yellow, blue, basic colors. That's basically what we have in here. We have red, yellow, blue, and and we're going to make a little purple out of that. But it's going to be very simple, and you're going to be amazed at what happens when we start adding the color here. So I'm going to start with my red. I like this shade of red. It's there's a couple of shades that you can get them in, and one of them is a very orangey red. If you try to make purple with that, you cannot get purple. It's just impossible. So it's easier to just get the and you have to look at the shades. They're blue, red, or whatever. But if I would go over this with my thin red, and I might go outside of the lines a little bit, that's okay. We're all right with that. What I'm not all right with is the fact that this is dripping. Catch it quickly. And I'm just gonna come around here with red. Actually, what I really should have done is painted the background first. I'm sorry. So I'm gonna do the background second, but if you're watching this, stop doing the red right now and go to the background section, then rewind or whatever. It'll work out. We'll just, yeah, sometimes you don't think ahead. Sometimes I don't think ahead. So I want to just show you what happens when I just put straight red over this. That looks kind of like a cherry, doesn't it? I'm thinking I might need to add a little yellow in here, especially in the lighter spots. I don't care in the darker spots so much because it's got black underneath it. So it gives you that dark red look. But I really think I need more orange. So I'm going to take my plate and make a little bit of orange over here in the side. Kind of a lighter orange, so I'm adding a lot more yellow than red because red overpowers anything that you use. Yeah. So I'm going to take my orange and I'm going to put that in those lighter spots that we had. Remember those? And I'm going to bring that down into here. You can still see them underneath there. And I'm going to even cover up this whole black area here. I'm going to leave the stem. So that'll lighten up that. I might have to come in with some straight yellow in there. How's it looking? Looking better? Yeah, it's looking better. I'm going to make a dark orange now. I'm going to just add some, add a little bit of red to that, and then I'm going to come into this area with darker red, with the darker orange, just because I feel like that was too cherry red for a peach. We can leave some of that red showing through. Remember yesterday we had to smooth some things out with our fingers. Same story. Get some in there. Now I'm gonna just take a look at it. So in order for you to see what this is really looking at, you're gonna have to back up and walk away. But for me, all I have to do is look at the camera, look at what I've just done, and look and see if that's what I want. Now, what you're seeing is just sort of solid color. I think I want to add a little deeper something. So I'm going to add to I'm going to make a little bit more of this orange. Watch this, I'm gonna add blue, just a speck, just a teeny little, like, that's all that's got on there is just a tiny bit speck to my blue, and it's gonna, maybe 2 specks, yeah, there we go, a little more. And it's gonna be a darker kind of gray version. Well, I want some of this shadow to show up in here. Right in there. No, it's not dark enough. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go get some black to finish that up because I want that stem to show too. So just gonna pause it here just to, we have some lights and darks going on, but it's not quite as light as the one on the wall, and it's not quite as dark in some spots. So I'm working on adding a little more stuff to that. So what I'm gonna do is gonna make a bigger pile of orange. Now remember, we talked about always scooping from the edge. This is really a good idea to do. And I'm gonna, instead of using blue, which will turn it more purple, grayish, I wanna just kind of darken it up and put some black in there. This is for my shadow section, which is mainly this top part of the peach. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so I have it coming down to like this area here. I want to show you something else real quick. This is called the Magic Eraser Tool, and it's really handy when you're trying to edge out stuff. So I just got my paper towel wet. If I was to go like that and say, oh no, I don't want that in my background, all I have to do is wash it off. If you scrub, the background will come up, but if you just wash, that acrylic under there is really dry, so you don't have to worry about it. And so I'm thinking like I'm going over the edge. I don't like that. So that's too dry, it takes, so one thing that you might wanna know about this is that it takes 30 seconds. If you leave it longer than that, man, the countdown is on, you can't get it up really well. So I'm smudging a lot here. You get to watch me make all my little mistakes and know that you're not alone. We do this kind of stuff all the time. You think it might be easy, but it's, you know, you gotta think and stuff. So I'm taking off a lot of that red and I'm showing the background. There we go. Okay. Pulling it up. So yeah, we're gonna go in there and do our blue anyway, so that's probably gonna get edged out. Anyway, I wanna just continue. I'm gonna rinse my brush off because it's got a lot of red on there and I really want this black to show through. Remember how we do that? We bounce it in the water and then we take it and scrape it on the side of the cup. That helps to just get all the water out of her cup. So I'm gonna work on coming down to here with this black and darkened orange right into here. And then I'm gonna come up just slightly along the side there. Yeah, and then I have, it's gonna be highlighted there and come to there. That's my darkest area of my orange. Peach, we're in a peach, we have a peach. And then this dark area down here. So now what just happened was that became the lightest space. And I can even highlight some of that. It's not as light as this guy over here, so we're gonna work on that. I'm gonna take, this time I'm gonna take yellow. I'm gonna move it over here by the white. Just take a scoop of yellow, move it over here. And I'm gonna take a little bit of red. I want a light orange. See, just a tiny drop of red made that so dark. Anyway, this time I'm gonna add white to it. I don't want it to be, well, I do want it to be peachy, but not like I want it to be. So I added a tiny drop of white and I got this color. So what I'm gonna use that for is to just come into here and re-emphasize some of those light areas that I had before. Remember they were all white down under there? So if you look at the picture that I've given you, that'll help looking at these lights and darks again. You know, if you go over here with a really thin, so I'm kind of working thicker. If you go over this with a really, really thin acrylic, you may not have to do this much maneuvering because you may be able to see through and get the black, you know. But I started out with that red, so now I have to fix it. So we're fixing, that's what we're doing, is we're fixing And I'm gonna come along and just swiggle out the edges a teeny bit so that I have a smooth, kind of a smooth kind of texture. And then we have another nice bright area right in here. Sweet. So I might highlight the highlights again with with one more color. I like that a lot. Okay, that's looking more like a peach, right? It's looking more like what we want. Here we go. We're looking more like our photo. Yeah. Yeah, it's got a little bit of kind of just a little something up in here. So I'm gonna just kind of lay my brush in there and then get rid of it almost. And I have to put that stem back in there too. But there's just a teeny bit of, just a teeny spot of really, really light. So I'm gonna take what's on my brush and I'm gonna make a new little pile right there. And this is gonna be kind of a bright pink, but I don't care. I'm gonna just take my end of my little pointy brush here and I'm gonna put in just a tad, a spot or two, and it's very, very bright, so I'm taking half of it out because my paint is wet around there. There we go. And it also makes it look fuzzy when you do that. So, and there's just a teeny bit in here too. See how little just a little teeny bit makes a difference? How fun is this? Yeah. Okay, so because I'm putting the black in later, I've got that stem going on now. I've got this light on my brush. I'm just gonna take it and bring it down in here. And I've also got a couple little light spots in where the pit might be, or where the center of that goes. Yeah, and I'm gonna pick up just a little bit of dark, just a teeny bit of dark going on in here. So, back and forth, too much light, too much, but I like that better because it's just sort of, it made it work. Anyway, so I think it's looking good on your end. Yay! And anyway, anything else I need? Nope, I like it. But I will say that this shadow here, the edge of the shadow, we're getting, so we have white on our brush, we have to get that out because we're gonna shadow out something underneath, and that comes in really dark, again, like that, only the edge of it is sort of too watery. There's really a fine line here between too watery and not watery enough. So what I need to do is just add a little more paint, otherwise maybe squeegee out my brush, because otherwise I will keep dripping. I love that. You have to have a paper towel handy, in my opinion. Otherwise, you know. So over here, it's gonna look more peachy, and under here, where that shadow is, we're going to have it, and it's way too bright. So I'm going to take some of it off so that I just get the color there, and this is going to come up so I get the dark. See how that kind of shadows that into, like, making it look like there's a red shadow. There we go. That's much better. Yeah. Yeah, you get kind of like the light is reflecting, making the peach happen. I might darken that up in a bit. We'll see. I don't know. So, how you doing? I hope you're doing good. Now we're going to work on the background, which is just a really, really light blue, pale color. I put a little more color in mine than I did have drawn on the sheet, so it's like light. It's like blues and whites. Now, again, when you add something to white, it'll make it more opaque. So that's a problem if you want to just make a clear coat over this, but you've got kind of like a pattern, which you need right there. So I'm going to mix purple, which is blue, and red. See what we get, a real darky purple. Remember those dark spots we had on our canvas in this area here? Well, I'm going to do that one right now in a really pretty dark tone. I need a little more blue because it's almost too raspberry. It matches that more. Actually, I like this shade for here. Let's put that in there too. That's a little better than that lighter peach was, wasn't it? Okay, so in smudging helps, and that, yeah, there we go. It looks more shadowy. We'll have more shadows in here too, but not right now. Actually, yes. No, okay. So I'm gonna put a shadow color behind this that's more blue. That's more bluish purple. Not as raspberry as that. So this is coming up. And I might do the same thing to that again because I like how that affects, that effect right there. So we're bringing that down. Coming up, and we're coming all the way. Remember, we have a horizon line down in here, but you can't kind of like really tell where it is because this whole thing is in shadow. Now, this shadow is not going to be as blue, maybe. We're just kind of scriggling some color in there, shadowing it up. Not every painting requires you to do a lot of finger painting and smudging, but with acrylics, it really helps get a different look. Now, I might mention that I'm going to put the horizon line back in. I have it even here. I'm just going to add a little dark to that, a little different color, and then that'll help differentiate between the wall and the, as long as I have it straight, the wall and the table that it's sitting on. So now we get to lighten that up a little bit for this upper part. Remember, we use a very, I'm going to move it because that light's just really affecting it. Yeah, remember we used a very squiggly motion, so I just picked up blue too much, but I want to add in a bluish because that was real purpley, and I wanted it more blue back in there. So you can just, you know, move it around, do whatever you want. Now I want this line smudgy again. There we go. So I'm just going to bring it over here a little closer so you can see dark blue in there, and we're going to make the dark blue in this wet area really stand out. And then as I'm going to pick up more white, and as I move this direction, we're going to get less white. Maybe I'll put some here. So I want that smudged out right there. I want this kind of darker blue. So my motion is just laying this down, crossing, laying it down, crossing, laying, cross, 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 cross. I'm making X's kind of, but I'm moving the X, you know, like that. So now I got a bunch of I'm just going to clean my brush off here. So what I'm going to do is go over that with white because it's going to start lightening up. And I'm going right along the edge of my fruit. I might have to come back in here and put some more red on there in a minute when that dries. This is very, very light. Let's darken it up, a little blue. I just lost my pear's stem. That's all right, we'll put it back in a little bit. So it gets very, very sloppy. You can go back and forth, you can go X's. I like to go X's because it forces me to go up, down, all around. And I don't like just this motion on there because when you're doing sort of a variegated kind of crazy background, I'm going to get a little light blue going on here so I can edge those out, and there we go. It's okay if it's white-ish, but I'm going to have to come up to, so the other way to make it not look like it's edged out, you know, we don't want to look like we painted this second, but it's going to be that way because we painted it second, you know. We're going to paint something up to and maybe overlap over there and there, maybe overlap in here. But another way, so I don't have this white halo, is I have to come in here with blue and bring it out, you know, and then just smudge as I go, maybe redo that bit in a minute because I don't want this kind of look. So I'm picking up a lot more white because I have that solid blue on my brush, and now we're blending that white on the canvas, and we're just keeping going. Isn't this fun? Yeah. So remember, I don't know if I told you to paint the edges of all your canvases when you come to them. Just paint them because they'll look better when you hang them on the wall without a frame. You really don't need a frame with these because they're stapled on the back. So make sure when you buy your canvases, you notice that it's stapled on the back. So you can keep this as sloppy as you want. I'll show you up close how much texture there is in there. If you wanted to, watch this, if you wanted to, you could continue to smooth in some of these colors. And then it gets a little more subtle. It's up to you. And then in some spots, I have that gray and white happening behind, you know, so you have to kind of come up to that thing and pull away so that you make sure that you don't look like that's, you know, surrounded. It's just this one too, you know, you got that little, ignore that. I mean, get rid of that. So even over here, I can't blend too much because it's already pretty white. But if I pick up some of this white, too wet, pick up some of that, I can go into there a little bit. All right, I'm liking it. The bottom is, the bottom of the whole thing is sort of more of this purpley color. So we're gonna add, see that raspberry we made? And we can continue to make some more of that raspberry. We have to keep that, have to keep a red and blue blend going on up here because we are going to continue. So on the very edge right here, it's very, very light. That is not light. I'm gonna go underline these guys with this. And then I'm gonna pick up a bunch of white and get rid of that. I don't want that to go into there. There we go. And I'm coming along here. Remember, I'm gonna have to fix that because I don't want that edgy look. I'll also have to go back in there. See, we weren't supposed to do that peach first, but you know what? I'm teaching you how to rectify that if you end up doing that. How to fix your mistakes. Some famous artist I once took a class from said, mistakes or errors are the portals of discovery. Isn't that cute? So when you make a mistake, you're like, oh, okay, I know now. No, I won't ever do that again. So kind of like, okay, good, a mistake. That helps. So we're gonna come in here. There's light hitting this area back in here, but there's also a color. So we're gonna bring in the color. And there we go. So we've got shadow happening here, 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 and here. Obviously, if I sat down and did this in a different way, you know, just sitting here looking and not talking, I would probably be able to come up with a not as loose. But you get the idea, and it works there. And if you can do something like this. So we've got shadow going on. We've got shadow, shadow, shadow. We got a black and white pair. We don't want a black and white pair, and we don't want, let's see, is there any white I need any place? So I still have the black shadow there that I've got to deal with. I have some more of that black and red. So I'm gonna just kind of put that in there. Nope, I don't like that. So the shadow colors vary, you know, like when you're out in nature, you might have, you might see under a green tree, if you squint hard enough, you could paint the shadow. Yeah, okay, we got some nice shadow going on. You might paint the shadow red because the opposite of red and green, opposite of red on the color wheel is green. Is that fun to know? And then if you paint like a lilac tree or something that's got a lot of purple in it, you might shadow up like browns or something like that because the opposite is, sorry about my timer. Trying to keep these under 25 minutes for you, or at least 25-minute segments. So I'm going to pause this and we're going to come back and we're going to do the pair in just a minute. So we needed to reload the timer. Anyhow, I'm going to work on, let's see, which one should I work on? I think I'll work on the back one because you're supposed to work from back to front. So I'm just going to pick up my yellow. Now, yellow in my world is very thin and very, you can't see, you can't make it opaque very easily. So for me, this like makes it almost green. I'm way overlapping there, and that's okay. I'm going to come back in with my paper towel, and I've got 30 seconds to wipe that off, which is the clock is ticking. There we go. So I want to outline that a little bit better. There we go. So if you can see, now it also makes these lines. So if you can see, we're gonna just keep going really quickly here and pick up a little water and come back through. I'm gonna do a little thicker on this edge because we have some other colors under there that I don't like. Go over the top of that cherry. And you know what, just applying this yellow, I have found when I've done this one before, you can apply a thicker spot here and there and where the highlights are supposed to be. You almost don't need to do anything else. That's what we were shooting for with the peach, but we ended up using, you know, when you start doing 2 coats, you get a thicker look and then it becomes more opaque. But look at how this nice shadow is showing through our underpainting. That was the goal. Yeah. So we're gonna try to just do bright cherries with red and nothing else, not any darks or anything. Let's see if that helps them. See, look at how much that looks kind of like we've got shadow going on and we didn't even do anything. Isn't that awesome? So I'm just gonna clean up some edges here. A little bit. There we go. Now, go on the top of the cherries too. You must have saw that, and thanks for reminding me. Okay, so I'm just gonna pick up straight red, and I'm gonna go right over these whole thing. And I picked it up with too much water in it. That's okay, we'll get rid of that drip in a second here. I just went over this whole deal, and they look like they're painted in really well. So, isn't that something? Even those little whites show up. I'm gonna put in a couple more white lights there and dark. So that's what I was kind of shooting for there. If you had made an orange out of this instead of the red we tried first, because then I had to do 2 coats, it might work out that way. So, but now that you're already at the end of the video, you're like, thanks for telling me now, right? You know, I'm just teaching you what I know, and I learned what I know. I learned it in a lot of different places. I took a lot of classes. I don't like how that looks. I'm just going to come through here a little bit more. I took a lot of classes at colleges, Milwaukee Art Institute and Design, and I just, you know, I took a watercolor class, and then I went somewhere else and took a pastel class. My most favorite class, believe it or not, was at the city's Park and Rec department. I joined when I was under 50, but it was an over 55 club, and they let me in anyway. I don't know why. So I got to go there, and it was super fun. So all I need to do now is pick up my white on the tip of my brush, and I just want to touch these little areas again. Remember we had those sweet little highlights on there to make them look like they were shiny. That's all you need, just a little bit of here and there. I'll put another one on this one. Yeah. And I've got a tiny bit here. I just got to hold my hand so I just want to do a little more on that guy. Really make it pop. Then I am going to pick up dark black. Okay, so there is no light black. Thank you. I feel like you're talking to me through the screen. And I'm bringing that, I'm just dragging that in so I get my stem there. I'm gonna lay this down and get a solid thing there. Yeah, isn't it cute? Okay, so it got too fat. There. Magic eraser tools are awesome, and I'm just going to add a little bit there. And then these babies down on the bottom, they have kind of a yellowish. I'm going to paint this first. They have sort of a yellowish stem, you know, gold stem. So, yeah. I'm going to use a white and a yellow mixture next. And I'm going to do that over the top of that black. I put that black down under there so it would give it kind of a shadow thingy going on. And that's really all we need to do. I think we're done. What do you think? Anyway, I hope you had a really good time doing this. Isn't that amazing what we did with our black and white? We just made a full color painting with you know, the underpainting going on, and now we have a full color still life. So I hope you're proud of yourself. Make sure that you allow yourself time to do these things, and then, you know, turn the video off and on. I'm sure you do that because I don't know, I'm working really, really fast, and I don't expect you to work as fast as I am. I'm just trying to show you what's going on. So hey, have a good day. Remember, you're meant to be amazing. I hope you enjoy these art videos and you learn something, and you learn how you can start making shapes and underpainting and all that good stuff. So God bless, and I'll see you next time.